On April 6, a village in Kunshan City, a narrow bike lane was lined with homeless people. On April 3rd, a netizen filmed many unemployed people sleeping on the streets of Guangzhou City. This situation is more common in Shenzhen. The city's Longhua bus station used to be the last refuge for the homeless Sunhe gods. They do daily wage work, living from meal to meal. This scene may be out of place with Xi Jinping's great rejuvenation of the Chinese dream. Since March 12th, Longhua bus station has been closed. The official excuse given was transformation and upgrade. This place, once a gathering spot for many daily wage workers, bearing witness to the lives of countless Sunhe gods, now officially closes its chapter. Transformation and upgrade, what a gentle and dignified term. Some netizens pointed out that it has now become the universal excuse for all closed malls, office buildings, and supermarkets. Those who once lived here now have to find new places to settle. On April 1st, after the closure of Longhua bus station in Shenzhen, blogger Wen Ge filmed a base for daily wage workers located in Yingxin Community, Nanjing City.
大家好，我文哥，我现在在这个南京映像日结大神基地啊。
I'm now at the Nanjing Yingxin Casual Day Job Market. The market here has gathered a lot of people. There are many older guys sitting in the park, all because they can't find work. Some are even sleeping in this park. It rained all night yesterday. I wonder how these guys managed to survive. Many of them sleep on the second floor platform or outside labor stores to save money. There's a platform above to shelter from the rain. Their mattresses, quilts, and suitcases are like they've settled in. It's not easy for them. Some asked online, why don't they go back home? An answer with many likes said, if there was a way to survive in their hometown, who would want to leave and sleep on the streets? Netizens mocked, saying, every day there are grand narratives, but shouldn't they take a look at whether the bottom-tier people can still live like human beings? Every figure sleeping on the streets represents a story of desperation. On April 6, a young man who came to Shenzhen posted a video.
深圳现在已经不是以前的深圳了。
Shenzhen is not what it used to be. If you haven't come to Shenzhen, don't come now. There are no jobs here anymore. All the intermediaries are scammers. I've been in Shenzhen for almost half a month and still haven't found work. Now I don't have any money left. What's worse is there's nowhere to sleep at night, no place to stay, sleeping on the streets, sleeping in the park. During the day, I can't even afford food. Sometimes I eat only one meal a day. Sometimes I don't eat at all. What should I do, bros? A netizen commented, it's true. Direct recruitment at the factory gates is almost non-existent. I also searched for a month in Shenzhen and didn't find anything. The bulletin boards are full of job ads, but they all require intermediaries. On April 5th, at Zhenzhou railway station, an uncle said he brought over 800 yuan to Huai'an City for a job, but was scammed out of 690 yuan by an intermediary. He still hadn't found work, so he used the remaining 90 yuan to buy a ticket to Zhenzhou. After arriving in Zhenzhou, the uncle had no money and had to sleep in the underground passage of the station. Later, his phone and ID were stolen, and even the little food he had left, a bone-free chicken claw, a cup of instant noodles, and a bottle of drink, was stolen, leaving him to drink tap water. On April 4th, an uncle from Sichuan came to Xi'an to find work. During his stay, he suddenly collapsed from a heart attack on the side of the road. Fortunately, kind-hearted passers-by helped him, offering him water and making calls for him. After regaining consciousness, the man, panting, said, "My coronary heart disease and high blood pressure flared up. Call my family to pick me up. Hurry." A passerby helped him dial his family's phone. "Hello, dear. My heart disease flared up. I'm in Xi'an. Come to pick me up from Sichuan as soon as possible. I fainted 2 or 3 times and still haven't found work. Both 110 and 120 came, but I have to leave the hospital because I don't have money. I sold my phone and used the money to buy medicine. I've been sleeping outside for several nights. Now I have no money at all. Jobs are so hard to find. Money is so hard to earn." Afterward, the man who had been by the person's side gave him 300 yuan to help him return to his hometown. A netizen commented, "This is truly a heartwarming yet tragic story. This is the China killing line. When a person loses their job and exhausts their savings, they are cruelly cast to the bottom of society with no welfare or relief system to catch them. One netizen stated that Chinese media always reports on the homeless on the streets of the US, but in reality, the number of homeless in China, in proportion to the population, is certainly far higher than in the United States. The reason is simple. China's unemployment rate is over 4 times that of the US, and its welfare and relief system are much worse than in the US. How could there be no homeless people? It's just that the Chinese Communist Party system prohibits them from appearing in high-traffic areas during the day. They are forced to hide everywhere. Another netizen commented, the suffering of the Chinese people can mostly be traced back to the CCP. Only by opposing the CCP can the Chinese people save themselves. Do you want to return to prosperous economic times? Do you want to go back to the era when foreign companies were hiring large numbers? Only by overthrowing the CCP will foreign companies dare to continue investing in China. Otherwise, no one will dare to go. China will only continue in a vicious cycle. The economic downturn will have no bottom. Only without the CCP will there be a new China. Believe the CCP, you walk into the crematorium. Some don't sleep on the streets, but live in dormitories comparable to pigsties. A netizen mocks, saying this is the happy life of the lying flat generation. Actually, it's not that bad because this way they won't be exploited. In September 2025, Chinese news outlet Caixin reported, Vice Director of the National Bureau of Statistics, Chen Ronghui, organized 34 provincial-level survey agencies across China for a comprehensive census of the homeless population. The data revealed that as of August 2025, there were approximately 47.5 million homeless people nationwide, more than 5 times the number in 2020. Among them, 61% were under the age of 33. Nearly 50 million people sleeping on the streets. This is not just a cold number, it's nearly 50 million living, struggling people. Correspondingly, there are factory closures, shuttered stores, and desolate streets. The economic winter is worse than imagined.
The factory has closed. Time to go to the next one. After working for over 10 years, this is the result. Working is hard.
投资几千万，1年不到，付诸东流。
Invested millions. In less than a year, it's all gone. A 2 million yuan roller kiln, dismantled just like that. Quite advanced equipment. Do you know how much those who buy secondhand equipment pay? Only 200,000. Factory closures, commercial decline. Even the busiest parts of Shanghai now appear desolate. Netizens claimed. The excuse for a small city's decline is that all workers went to big cities, but now even big cities are like this. The economic winter is much harsher than we imagined. 10 years ago, this place in Shanghai was thriving. Now everything has closed down. What's going on? Is everyone quitting?
这个时间段是周六上午。
It's around 11 a.m. on Saturday. There are definitely fewer people than before. Both sides of the street are open for business. You can see that not many places have opened. There's a new one here. It's Deyun Society. Not sure how popular it is. This location is actually pretty good. On North Sichuan Road. This used to be a place that Shanghai locals love to visit. Definitely fewer people. Otherwise, this Saturday should be packed, with people everywhere. It's not just Shanghai. Across China, from Beijing, Guangzhou, Shenzhen to county towns, the wave of store closures is falling like dominoes.
现在生意真的难做啊。
Business is really hard right now. These stores were doing well just before the new year, but today, passing by, they are all closed. Many stores only last a few months before closing. This location is quite good. About 200 to 300 meters ahead is the Yingtai building. Every store in places like this can't stay open.
我们到了瑞丽，你看这瑞丽的门市房啊。
We've arrived in Ruili. Look at these storefronts. Not just on this side, but all of them are closed. Both sides are storefronts. They're all shut. So you have to understand, business is bad everywhere, not just one place that's struggling. Do you see this? After walking this far, this is the only place that's still open.
你知道现在武汉有多少人找不着工作吗？
Let me tell you about the current situation in Wuhan. I've been in Wuhan for over a year now. If you go out, you will see how many stores are empty and up for lease. No one answers the phone when you call. You can check it out yourself. I've spent a long time in the Wujiashan area. There's a whole row of empty shops with signs saying they're for lease. Many good locations are left vacant, with no one renting.
The collapse of the macroeconomy will ultimately affect every household, every ordinary person. This is a war without gunfire. Every person is struggling on their own battlefield.
今年是真的穷到家了。
This year has really been tough. Next month is almost here, yet my husband hasn't been paid for last month. They said the company had some issues, and they can't settle the accounts now. I'm really worried about how we'll manage next month's living expenses. This year has been really hard. How about you guys?
A 37-year-old mother shared her family's struggles.
It's not an exaggeration to say that my family is on the verge of collapsing. I can't even come up with even 1,000. This is the reality of my life right now. 2 years ago, my child transferred from the countryside to study. After I quit my job, I became a full-time mum. All the household expenses fell on my husband alone. Due to the broader economic situation, making money this year has been really tough. Since the beginning of the year, my husband still hasn't received his salary. In the past, even before his salary arrived, daily expenses like tuition, mortgage, property fees, utilities, and my child's pocket money left us with little.
A married woman without children cries about the discrimination she faced during her job search.
Is this the beginning of a disaster? In this disastrous start to 2026, I don't even know how to restart. I'm married but haven't had children yet. From January to the end of March, I've been looking for a job but haven't found anything suitable. People keep asking me when I plan to have kids.
A family of 4, all unemployed, faces a camera with helpless smiles.
I'm unemployed. My husband is unemployed. My mum is unemployed and my dad is about to lose his job. The whole family is about to be unemployed. We have 2,700 yuan per month mortgage, a 1,040 yuan car loan, and the key is we have a child. Our family burden is stacked up. Many say if you can't find a job, you can go and pick up trash. Are you kidding? I've tried it. The cardboard here used to be 1.2 yuan per kilogram. I woke up at 4 a.m. to collect the cardboard. That uncle had already filled his tricycle and left, and that auntie has already guarded the trash bin, so you can't compete with her.
On April 3rd, a doctor from Shitou town in Guangxi stated on social media that due to financial difficulties, the hospital could only pay 60% of the salary. His take-home pay was just over 900 after deducting the 5 insurances and 1 fund. This is likely the current situation in most hospitals in China. When living space is squeezed to the limit, even picking up trash becomes a luxury. Young people finally realize that the grand narratives from the authorities are too far removed from the reality. The seeds of doubt begin to sprout in the silent land. Bros, when a country pressures an entire generation to avoid marriage, children, or home ownership, and drains their will to live, if this is considered a successful society, what exactly is failure? They start to ask questions to puncture the carefully woven lies.
What are we? Why should we fight amongst ourselves? What is there to fight over? Aren't we all ordinary people? Do you know how many people are swallowing their last breath today? Do you know how many are getting divorced today? Do you know how many are diagnosed with cancer today?
Every day they say it's hard to feed 1.4 billion people. Who is really feeding whom? Don't I pay for food? Don't I pay for rent? Which one of water, electricity, and gas doesn't cost money? I also pay taxes every day. Can we stop spreading this gratitude mindset? The deepest awakening is realizing who the real enemy is. Don't keep saying we and we. You are you. Don't drag us into it. We have no common interests, so how can we have a common enemy? Those who haven't harmed us are not our enemies. The bad things about them are what you've told us, while the bad things about you are what we've witnessed ourselves. A netizen commented, the second generation red, the second generation officials, the third generation red, the privileged class. The CCP has been doing dictatorship for a long time, using dictatorial power to exploit, oppress, and persecute their own people, sending all the black money abroad. That's why the people live in such poverty and misery. The CCP's media spreads hatred towards Japan and America every day, teaching people to hate all capitalist and democratic countries. They are constantly shifting the focus of hate. A female blogger analyzed the CCP's tactics of creating enemies.
The concept of a common enemy is probably one of the most deceptive traps in human history. A group of people with completely opposite interests, yet because of a fabricated target, they strangely come together, clinking their glasses filled with hatred. Goebbels had already exposed this tactic long ago. It's said that he once said, "If you can't give the people bread, then create an enemy for them. Because in this world, hatred is the cheapest narcotic. As soon as you establish a so-called common enemy, people will fall into that false collective excitement and forget about their shrinking wallets, the injustices around them, and who is gradually stealing their interests." So a person who has truly woken up and seen the world will ask 3 questions in quiet reflection. First, has the person who is 1,000 miles away really affected my life? Second, the person who is eager to create enemies for me and stir up trouble, whose side are they actually on? Third, why is it that the more I hate, the worse my life gets? Please always remember, your enemies must be those who truly harm your personal interests, not those casually handed to you by others. The person who insists on designating an enemy for you is often the one you should be most wary of.
When more people begin to awaken, when more people refuse to be hijacked by hatred and to sacrifice their lives for false slogans, the wheel of change will quietly begin to turn. Former Prime Minister of Singapore, Lee Hsien Loong, once said, "No system can ensure it will never change. Even without elections, there could be revolutions. So even in a system like China's, where there are no elections, maintaining long-term political stability is a big headache for Chinese leaders." When the CCP blocks all paths for the youth, a new path will inevitably emerge. It may be silent resistance, or perhaps it will be a grand revolution.